6:45. It's Tuesday. I'm Michael Cohen. This is 1320 WILS. I don't know if you've been following this story, but Fox Sports reporter Erin was just awarded $55 million from a jury. This after a guy basically videotaped her naked by getting a hotel room right next to hers. Let's talk to Rob Crain. He's a nationally renowned personal injury attorney. Rob, great to have you here.
Thanks, Michael. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, and it's interesting. They split that between the guy who did this to her. He owes half of that $55 million, and the other half, $55 million, is the hotel itself, the Windsor Capital Group. Is that proper is the hotel really responsible for what happened here?
Well, what I found in doing some interviews today is that a lot of folks don't understand what happened. This guy went into the hotel, and he found a hotel lobby phone, and he knew how the phone system worked, and he called the front desk and said, I want Erin Andrews' room. And when they patched into Erin Andrews' room over the phone, it pulled up Erin Andrews' room number. And with that information, he was then able to go down to the front desk and say, I want the room next door to this room, which is where, he did his bad acts.
And what does that, so what does that mean? Do you feel the hotel really couldn't have anticipated all of that?
Well, I don't think they were really on top of their game when it came to the phone system. I mean, it's something that I think was fairly foreseeable as far as being able to share personal room information. Mm-hmm. But, as far as the numbers go, I mean, people have been looking at this $55 million, and as you pointed out accurately, half of it belongs to the perpetrator who's got no funds. He's not going to be able to pay $28 million. And Tennessee has tort reform. They've got a cap on these damages. Mm-hmm. So the judge is going to take this $27 million verdict, and he's going to write a judgment for $750,000 because that's the cap. That's as much as she can collect under Tennessee law. So it isn't $27 million, it's $750,000.
So that's all she's going to walk away with, you're saying?
That's all she's going to, well, it's probably going to be nuanced in that she can threaten to appeal and try to take that statute to the Tennessee Supreme Court and say, hey, this is unconstitutional, that's not right. Mm-hmm. But you're talking about a 4 or 5 year battle. Marriott probably doesn't want that battle, so you're probably going to see them come to an agreement here in the short term. She'll declare victory. She's got her moral victory, and she'll probably move on, is my guess, how this will play out.
Talking to Rob Crain, a personal injury attorney. Do you typically represent somebody on her side of the case, then?
That's all I do. And it's typically injury cases. This is, again, unique in Tennessee. She did not have a physical injury. She had plenty of emotional injury, no question.
Yeah, she said she still gets mocked and things like that. Although it seems like probably thousands of women in America have dealt with this kind of thing where somebody puts something online of them naked. Is there any reason why she would be particularly, why she should deserve this kind of money while other women don't get this?
No, I mean, you're on the right track. I mean, she's obviously a celebrity. This is a celebrity case. This jury knew this was a celebrity case. And what oftentimes happens is people on that jury know their state laws. And my guess is that jury got back in the jury room and said, you know what, we're going to make a statement here. Mm-hmm. There's no question this jury bonded with her. News reports, she came out, she got hugs from some of the jurors. One of them apparently asked her for an autograph. And, Marriott, their star witness, I'm not sure what title he had, but he was on the witness stand during trial, then went across the street after testifying at a restaurant bar, pulled up the video and starts watching the video with some other people, and the waitress comes up to him and says, what are you doing? And ultimately reports it to the press, and that made a lot of news locally, and I'm sure the jury knew that too.
And this guy, he used the peephole in the door to videotape her, is that right?
He did. He spent time in that hallway pulling out the people. He had to figure out how to get it out of the door, and then used his phone camera, I believe, to videotape her.
Typically, if somebody puts an image of them online when they haven't authorized it, do they have a case of this kind, an injury case?
More and more states are passing statutes which allow for criminal charges, number one. That's where the trend is. Mm-hmm. And then again, as I was getting to states like Texas, where I practice primarily, women would not have a case because Texas, you cannot sue just for emotional injuries. There's got to be a physical component to it. So you are seeing some states, take this into consideration with some of their laws, but in a lot of states, Erin Andrews would not have had a case.
Yeah. What's your view? Is it proper to have to be able to take a case when it's just an emotional issue?
I think this case does highlight where a lot of good can come from this. I think holding people accountable, juries awarding a proper amount. I think our system works well. It's still the best in the world. It does have its flaws, but it's better than anything else out there. And the Marriott already came out, their lawyers, right after the verdict and said, we've already changed our phone system. We've already taken steps to make sure this doesn't happen again. And their lawyers commented, this is an industry-wide thing that has happened because of this case. So we're all going to benefit from her having taken this case to a public trial and have more privacy when we register with a hotel.
Yeah. Thankfully, most people aren't trying to, go into our peephole on our door and videotape us, though. So, but $55 million, that's just a number. You think the jury knew that going in? She wasn't going to get that money?
You never know without finding out, but if we're talking to them, but my guess is that somebody on that jury was well aware of the caps on non-economic damages. In the state of Texas, we've got caps like that on medical malpractice cases. It's been in place since 2003, and the public is getting to know that law, and my guess is somebody on that jury knew that law.
Rob Crain, nationally renowned personal injury attorney, crainlewis.com, the website. Rob, thank you very much.